you very much, Roden. And I see Hazel has arrived, so thankfully you made it. Thanks, Hazel. You're up next, Hazel, and Hazel is an advocate for LGBT equality and someone who has direct experience of violence and harassment. Hazel agreed to share her story with us this evening.
So I've been asked to just say a little something about my personal experience of homophobia, and it's not very harrowing, so we won't worry. But again, it's I suppose I agreed to come today because I think it's important that people tell their stories, and this campaign is an opportunity for people to do that. A few years ago, I left a nightclub with my girlfriend at the time, and a man followed us down the street. He was calling after us, suggesting sex acts we should perform, that kind of thing. It's not altogether unusual for women or for gay women. He moved on then to abuse my girlfriend, telling her that she looked like a man. She had tattoos and piercings, and was one of the first people I knew to have their head shaved. It was very cool, but he thought she was disgusting. He made that very clear. He called her disgusting. Who did she think she was? What did she think she was? He then progressed to tell us what he'd like to do. Again, I think it was a predictable mix of sex and violence. And after a while, my girlfriend got sick of it. She'd had enough, and she turned around to confront him. And the two of them started roaring at each other. They had this huge, huge row. And I think, being an Irish woman, I was mortified that they were making a scene on the street. So I stopped and I stood in between them, and suggested that we all just calm down. Whereupon this guy, an absolute stranger, decked me square in the face. Now, if there's anything that is going to escalate an argument, it's a large man punching a small woman in the face. So what ensued was nothing short of a brawl. My girlfriend happened to be a good athlete. She was a hockey player, and the ensuing fight was surprisingly well matched. After a while, somebody called the police, your man ran away, and nobody was too seriously injured. Again, this is just one story of so many stories. And when my friends, if I tell my friends that I was targeted or assaulted as a result of my sexual identity, they're surprised, because they know that people who don't like gay people would have a difficult time picking me out of the crowd. I don't look like a lesbian, which is it's an absurd concept. You see people wearing t-shirts, this is what a lesbian looks like, what does a lesbian look like, I don't know. And because of that, I don't get as much hassle on the streets as many of my gay friends. And for that, I'm both grateful and ashamed. I've had a friend who he jumped into a cab because he was being harassed by these guys. They dragged him out of the taxi and kicked the crap out of him. The taxi driver, presumably frightened for his own safety, drove away. I've had another friend who had a cheekbone smashed into pieces. Another friend, somebody tried to throw him off a bridge into the River Lee because he was wearing skinny jeans. There's so many stories of violence, and people don't report them. He didn't report them. He didn't report that particular case. But more often than that, people don't report the harassment that gay people are facing. What's incredibly common is verbal harassment on the street. Like you guys have been saying, you'd hear often dyke, faggot, freak. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with the recent movement. I think it started in the States with the video of the woman walking through New York to end catcalling. And the message that women are giving is that catcalling makes women feel unsafe. In the same way, verbal harassment on the streets, though it doesn't, break your bone or smash your face in, it makes you feel unsafe. If I'm walking down the street holding my girlfriend's hand and I walk past somebody who calls us dykes, how do I know that that person isn't going to throw something at the back of our heads as we walk away? It also not only does it make you feel unsafe, it also, you know, will ruin your day and make you very sad, and that sadness is accumulative over time. You wonder, okay, there's somebody who doesn't like me because I'm gay. I wonder what their parents told them about gay people. I wonder, do they compare me to paedophiles the way people on the television do, or you read it in the papers sometimes? And you wonder what they say to their children, and it is very personal. And I think that's one of the reasons that I think it's important for everybody to stand up and tell their stories so people know that it's personal. And for me, it is very reassuring to see An Garda Síochána getting aboard projects like this, and the support of the government. I like to think that it sends a message to people that it's not okay to harass and abuse gay people on the street, that it is okay to be gay or bi or trans, that we deserve to walk the streets in Ireland feeling as safe as anybody else would, and that we deserve the same treatment because we are equal. So thank you everybody. Thank you guys.